Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at my endgame Pyromancer build. So whether you're farming those world tier 15 assassinations or hunts, or whether you're pushing for that final challenge tier in the expeditions, this might help you out. If it does, feel free to like and subscribe, it'll really help me out. I'm almost at 30 subscribers, so yeah, that would be amazing. Alright, with that nonsense out of the way, let's push on. Looking at our skill tree, we're going to be pushing up into the Ash Breaker line, so grabbing anything that's to do with weapon damage or skill cooldown. And because we're going to base this build on Volcanic rounds, we want to use a light machine gun. So putting a point into Assault Master is definitely the way to go, giving us that flat 20% weapon damage, and we get a better chance of getting light machine gun drops. If you want to go down the Sniper Master route, you can, but that really won't work for our Volcanic build that we're going for. Our next decision is Trial of Ashes or Blood Boil. I chose Trial of Ashes for that extra ash damage because if you look at Volcanic rounds, it pierce targets anyway, so we don't actually need anything to do with piercing. So there is also this choice again later in the line, so we just will not choose the Blood Boil. So we'll go more weapon damage. And then I chose Pompeii for increased ash duration. The next 3 points we'll put into weapon damage, and then unfortunately we have to pop a point into increased reload speed. We're never going to be reloading, so we don't need to do this, but we have to. And then we're going to put hurts twice as long, because that, again, we have to increase elite damage, increase elite resistance. The next one's up to you, skill cooldown or extra ash damage. Either one is good. We want to be using our skills a lot, so the cooldown is the one I went with. Now this is the one that we want. Whenever we use Feed the Flames, we're going to be getting 45% weapon damage for 10 seconds. So that is epic. We're going to grab Ashes to Ashes, because every time someone is afflicted with ash, they'll also be getting the vulnerable status effect, which pairs with our next point, Incinerate. So if for whatever reason we don't kill a burning enemy, they will receive the ash status effect, which will give them vulnerability. We have 4 skill points left, so we're going to head down into the Tempest tree. Unfortunately, Volcanic rounds isn't affected by anomaly power, but we do have to pop 2 skill points into anomaly power. So we'll put the first one in, because we want to head down for this with Fire and Rifle. World Ablaze next for the skill cooldown, and then we'll grab another anomaly power. Fire and Rifle is the skill that we're going for with our final point. Whenever we use Overheat, we get a weapon damage increase of 35% for 10 seconds. So we're going to be switching between Overheat and Feed the Flames, giving us either 35 or 45% weapon damage all the time. So these skills take, I think it's 13 seconds and 15 seconds to recharge. So if you keep feathering between both of them, we're always going to have that weapon damage increase on. Moving on to the skills, obviously Volcanic rounds, we want to be having this on all the time. In order to do that, we're going to be using Feed the Flames. There's a couple of the mods which will help us regenerate ammo in our magazine for Volcanic rounds, and then Overheat as well. And we're going to be feathering between Feed the Flames and Overheat to give us that extra weapon damage. So moving on to equipment, we've got our light machine gun with our 150 round magazine, which will give us a chance for the Feed the Flames to recharge. I've got Bone Shrapnel on there, which killing shots make an explosion that inflict bleed, as well as Crematorium killing shots create an explosion which inflict ash. Now that bleed comes into the build a little bit later on, and the other 2 weapons really can be anything you want. We're never going to use them. On our armor, we've got 3 Feed the Flames mods. We've got Nova, which increases the range. We've got Bullet Absorption, which gives us ammo back in our magazine whenever we use it. And then we've also got Wide Grip, which allows us to grab an extra target. So we're going to be getting 66% of our magazine back every time we use Feed the Flame. And then we've got some survivability mods. Protection of the Flames. Every time you kill a burning enemy, you get some armor, and that stacks 3 times. Mitigation from death gives us more armor whenever we get a kill aiming down the sights, and that also stacks 3 times. Next up we've got just some damage, personal space, 15% increase to close range targets, and then bullet kindling, 20% increased damage to anything that's burning. I've also got Vein Ripper on here, so critical shots inflict bleed, which pairs with the bone shrapnel, which also creates bleed. Now these two I'm going to pair with Vampiric Mag. Killing enemies that are bleeding replenish 50% of our ammo. So that paired with Feed the Flames giving us 66%, we should never run out of volcanic rounds. You've got 2 ways of replenishing ammo. I've gone through entire sections of expeditions without it ever going down. So yeah, it's fantastic. Just a word of warning, there is a weapon mod, a tier 2 weapon mod called Clip Roller. Whenever your ammo drops below 50%, dodging will reload. Now this counts as a reload, not as a replenish, so it will take your volcanic rounds. It's devastating. I got it and I was like, this is amazing, but it's actually not. It's detrimental to what we are trying to do. So guys, like always, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. I really hope this volcanic rounds build helped you out, gave you some ideas about what you can try and do with the Pyromancer. I'm having so much fun with them. Yeah, hopefully we will run into each other on the plains of Enoch, and we'll catch you all again soon. Ciao.